He's got a bunch of like ones that you're sending him.
Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. So as per usual, if you guys want to check out Sliders, the series, it's available on Peacock and also available for purchase on Amazon and also on Apple TV. So let's get into the episode.
What if you could revisit brand new worlds right here from your headphones, where anything is possible? Same shows, different perspectives. We've found the gateway.
You can't type.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sliding Through Dimensions. We are Sliders Rewatch Podcast. I'm your host Eric, along with Judy and Xander. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday night. As you'll notice, I'm kind of taller than everybody today.
You're also a lot brighter too.
Oh, am I?
Like I'm looking at the screen. Me and Xander are so dark. It's like
the cat, our cat took over my usual chair, and she don't want to give it up, so I have to use a different chair. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about Season 3, Episode 2, Double Cross. The original air date for this episode was September 27th, 1996. On this episode, the Sliders arrive on a world that has dwindling natural resources. While there, Rembrandt gets sidetracked by his number one fan. Meanwhile, Quinn and the others meet a group of scientists trying to perfect a sliding device of their own. While they may not have the technology to get the sliders home, all is not what it seems. So what do you guys think of this episode?
It was okay.
Xander?
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, you thought it was interesting?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I feel like later on in the seasons, episodes get kind of sillier as you go along. But yeah, this one was pretty good.
I almost feel like this was the first episode they did after maybe like a jump in the way people are using effects. Because they had like a lot of...
It's bullet time?
Yeah.
Oh, at the end there. Yeah. The scene.
I was like, I wonder if it was just like... I'm like, where was this in relation to Matrix, I guess?
Oh, I don't know. Was Matrix out by now? This is 96, so...
97, wasn't it?
Sure.
97?
What year did Freaks and Geeks come out? First season?
Oh, I don't know, man. We
man
watched
knows
that.
I would know that.
we watched that like after it had already come and gone.
I know. I think I watched that on like Netflix or something.
Yeah, we watched it on Netflix. So also just wanted to point
99.
out. Oh, 99.
It hasn't happened yet.
Right,
so 3 more
bullet
years
time
until
doesn't exist yet.
This is where they got the idea.
So I just saw it on Sliders first.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point out from here on, and I think they've backtracked on the episodes that we release as far as the podcast version. There will be ads now. We got approved for ads. So I think it's 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end. Just little quick short ads, just so we can try to get a little money in.
Try to like offset.
Just offset the cost of what we pay for that. If you don't want to listen to them, you can skip through them. It's no big deal. Just wanted to point that out. If anybody noticed it yet, or you'll probably notice it from now on, that you'll have 2 ads before the episode starts. So this episode starts off
sliding into
them sliding into like obviously you can tell it's kind of like a subway system.
Yeah.
The professor comes out first, and I thought it was nice that he went and kind of caught everybody as they came through.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he went.
I didn't realize
he
that.
Caught. I think Wade came right after. He caught her, and then Quinn, and then Rembrandt came last.
Rembrandt wearing a super shiny little suit.
It was all silk, I think.
Silk?
I think so. It looked like it.
Maybe a satin suit.
Probably satin.
Yeah. But his suit was very... I just felt like it kind of stood out a little bit more than the other outfits.
It was like definitely a lot shinier. Nice suit, like a nice like a 2-tone purple, like a lighter tone.
Yeah.
On top of a darker
it's very
tone.
Dark in that
kind of gray.
Yeah, you see it more once they get out.
it's
there. Yeah, you just see it.
Sure.
When they comment, Rev Chim said, "Did Freaks and Geeks have bullet time?"
This is
Imagine.
story.
No.
That was the season finale. It ended with bullet time. Yeah, so they all kind of land, and for some reason they're all confused as to where they landed. And you can,
I guess, because they've never landed inside a. Funnily enough, Freaks and Geeks did come out exactly the same year.
Yeah, they talk about there's a story
really?
between Seth Rogen and what's his name from the fucking
James Franco.
No, what's his name? The guy who does that show on Apple TV. The one you guys watch.
Jason
Segel. They went to go watch it. That was like their first bonding experience.
Aww.
Ref Chimp said only silk touches Rembrandt's skin.
I know, it's true.
I know. He's always got to have some good clothes.
He's always got good threads on.
I'm sure he negotiated that. He's like, I need
Fancy
silk clothes. I need fancy clothes. This is Rembrandt style. So yeah, so they land inside of like a subway system. They're all confused as to where they're at. And then Rembrandt was like, "Oh man, I scuffed my boots."
Oh. And then later on, his boot gets stuck as they're running out.
Oh yeah, so like they notice like the train coming. You see the headlights, and the professor's all like, "Are those headlights moving towards us?" And it just looked like a still image. It didn't even look like there was nothing moving towards us.
It was so grainy.
It was pretty grainy.
The like different special effects that you'll see in this episode.
Oh, I know. So they realize that they're on a subway track, so they start running, and then of course, yeah, you said Rembrandt gets his foot stuck, or his laces get tangled or something and get wrapped around.
It's like his foot gets stuck in like this weird.
But
rope.
then he said it was his laces.
Oh,
his laces were stuck.
Like
it was like kind of all wrapped up like in his shoe altogether.
I don't. Maybe.
But whatever.
It just looks like he got it in there and he tripped, and of course everyone panicked. But
no, like you were they were trying to like untangle whatever was wrapped around his shoe.
They did definitely try. Well, they were acting like they were trying to untangle this thing, but it didn't look like it was that tangled. Like I feel like they should have gone out of it pretty quickly.
Yeah, right. So it looks like they were all prepared to just get hit by the train.
Yeah, they were all just gonna.
They were gonna stay there with him.
Toy Story 3 approach and just like
everybody hold hands
together.
Yeah, they weren't gonna leave him behind, so they all just kind of waited there for their get hit by the train, and luckily it just stops like right in front of them. I guess there was a scheduled brownout for like a half an hour, so they had time. So like they get him loose, and then they head up topside.
Can you imagine if you have to, you live in that world, you have to get to work.
Oh, and
you have to account for those brownouts.
Well, yeah. Imagine if they're scheduled, when they're going to happen. So you can kind of you have to work your schedule, and you're like, oh, damn, I got to get up a half an hour earlier.
Later on, we find out that they have brownouts. What is it, like every hour?
Seems pretty frequent.
Yeah,
they have them scheduled pretty frequent. Yeah, so they come out of like the station way, I guess. And then they come out to like this courtyard area. It's really nice. I liked the architecture of where they came out from. I was trying to see. I'm like, is that part of like Universal Backlot? But I don't think it is. It must be an actual location because it was a nice little setup. So they get out.
I feel like they had to have filmed most of this episode out on location because like the audio to it all seemed very like
it's a lot of ADR.
Yeah, they used a lot of ADR.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one, I mean, we're going to get to it, but there's this one ADR line to me that doesn't even make sense to what is going on with the scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure you'll tell me when we get to it. So they come out topside. They're just kind of walking around, just kind of trying to figure out where they are.
In the lay of the land.
Yeah. And then they see a lot of people. You see people driving around like solar powered cars. There's like business guys on skateboards and stuff like that. And then they catch some like people getting gas. And they like, what was it? $410 a gallon or something like that, like that.
But they do pump it for you.
Yeah. And then what is the professor? That's a steep price for something.
Or full service or something like that.
Yeah. So you can kind of tell like from just this stuff, you can tell like resources are kind of hard to come by because everything's like super expensive.
Yeah.
So then they see this what happened? What's the cat doing?
It's just she jumped on the chair and it was kind of spinning, and I'm wondering if she did that on purpose, like if she wanted it to spin.
Maybe. So Rembrandt spots this hot dog cart. He goes up to it. He's like, "Oh, can I get a hot dog with chili and cheese on it?" He's like, "What are you, a comedian?" he's all like, what? He's all like, what is the guy? The guy tell him? He's like, oh, you want the green or
He's
the?
like, you want green or red? And apparently it's just geomash that
and
they
they're
sell
all-
in
and
this.
yeah, I guess it's like some sort of plant-based stuff, right? I'd imagine.
I guess.
I don't know.
Geo to me always feels kind of
Like
like
rock?
earthy, like rocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like
So who knows?
mashed-
I don't know what
mashed
it is.
rocks
But
that they either dye green or red.
yeah, so just like this mush stuff that like that
Did
they
they show
have.
it?
Yeah, they do show it because
Oh, did
it's
they?
in
I
like a
didn't see
little
it.
like it's in a little hot dog tray, but it's just like a bunch of like
Yeah.
Hey,
grained
still
up
same
mashed
tray,
stuff and
though.
stuff.
Mhm.
And there's like a little, it looks like a pepperoni on top.
Oh.
There is something out there.
Yeah,
I
there's
thought it was
something
like
on top of it.
onions.
Maybe, yeah, there
Yeah.
was something on it. So the guy's all like, well, no, Quinn's like, well, do you know where we can get a hot dog? And the guy's like, yeah, in a dictionary. So I guess on this land, on this earth, it seems like there's no like animal-based like food products.
Have they run out of animals?
That's what it seems.
Well, yeah,
kind
because
of,
Professor
later on-
goes and says that horses are now on the endangered species.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so
reads it in
they
a newspaper.
so they cross the street and then Quinn pulls out a newspaper. He's like, must be a slow news day because this is the paper and it's just like one sheet.
Yeah.
And
And then
not
that's
even
when-
not even
Even
back.
back.
It's just,
Just
front.
front.
Just
Yeah,
front.
so it looks like Quinn took 2 papers because he had one for
I think
himself.
he gives the
Yeah,
other.
he gives the other one to the
professor.
professor.
I feel like they could save on paper. Print
No.
on both sides though.
No.
But maybe it's just so thin you could.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So like you said, the professor notices on the headline it says
Mhm.
that horses have been put on the endangered species list. So you can kind of tell like, animals are slowly going extinct and then
Yeah.
it's harder to come by natural resources. And
then
as
you
they're
see a gold car pull up.
yeah,
after
Rolls
noticing
Royce
this.
pulls
Oh,
up.
was it a
Yeah, it's a Rolls Royce.
Wow.
Pulls up, and then I think Wade notices that the license plate says "Crime Man" on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some lady comes out, and she notices
How
Rembrandt.
many worlds have we been on where Rembrandt is so famous?
Noticed?
Definitely like
or at least
Oh,
known,
a figure?
yeah.
Decent. Right?
This is at least
Oh,
the
I don't
second
know.
one, right?
Right? I feel like there's more than that.
At least like 5. So.
Yeah.
I think 5.
Yeah, where they notice him and refer to him as the Crime Man.
Mhm.
Yeah, so she notices and she gets out of her car. She's like, Rembrandt Brown. She's all like, oh, that she thought that he was on tour in Europe or something like that.
Mhm.
And
I thought she said New York.
no, Europe.
He used to, yeah,
Yeah,
he
she
was
was
out of
in
the
Europe.
country.
So she's all like, oh, I have her because like, can I propose something to you, like a proposition? He's like, yeah, sure. So as
I think as of right now, I think he thinks they're
He's famous.
friends, or he thinks
no,
that
I just
you think he does? He knows that he doesn't actually personally know this person.
Yeah, he obviously just assumes it's like a fan, and that like, and obviously in this world he's like a big deal. He always tries to assume that.
He's a big deal in every world. That's how we all should live.
Yeah. So
Then why does okay? I
Yeah.
don't know.
so as he's like,
There's
kinda-
like no stranger danger to Rembrandt
No,
at all.
I
Oh, it's
like-
a pretty lady.
yeah, it's a pretty girl.
Yeah. What stranger danger is there to be?
A pretty lady who's got money, so
Yeah.
he's just like
he's not gonna assume the worst right away.
Mhm.
So as he's kind of having the discussion, that's when the Rembrandt and them were having the discussion about the paper, and then it comes back to them, and then Rembrandt comes and tells the guys, he tells the group, he's like, oh, this girl wants to take me to LA,
wants to
and-
fly him
yeah,
to
wants to
LA,
fly him to LA,
and give
take him
him
to a nice
5-star
dinner.
dinner.
5-star dinner.
Yes.
And he has no qualms,
No, and then
Yeah.
And then the men also have no qualms. Like
course.
the other dudes are like,
The-
yeah, you
the-
should do
the
it.
the professor,
Carpe diem.
he tells Queen's like, how much time do we have on this world? And he gives her like
34
30
hours.
it was like
32
32
hours.
hours, something like that. At least like over a day and a half. And then
Mhm.
he's all like, go ahead. The rest is like gives the okay.
Jeez.
It's so true though.
So,
This
Five-star
is how you
dinner.
guys end up in the situations
That's
that you're
crazy.
at in,
No.
dude.
just like to take a flight to like Los Angeles.
Just
and like
for
no
5-star
and like
dinner.
you gotta hope everything goes good that you can get back in time.
It's all right. I don't see. I don't know.
I mean,
it's
you still don't
I
know
mean,
this girl.
32
You don't know
Yeah.
what, like
she's
what's
fine. Look at what she's driving. Y'all overthinking this.
yeah, she's got a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, she's gotta be a-okay.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, all the like Wade is the only one who's like,
Yeah,
no,
Yeah.
She makes a comment about
yeah.
it.
And then all the other dudes are like, yeah, you should definitely go get dinner with
Yeah.
this rando person.
he's like, heck yeah. He's like, get it while the getting's good.
And then
Jeez.
he's gone.
Yeah.
But also, like Rembrandt, this isn't the first time that your libido has gotten you into.
Oh, yeah.
a mess.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
You never learn from your.
Mhm.
You never learn your lessons.
So he takes off, and then he just tells them to meet them back at the Dominion.
He leaves at like a perfect time too. 'Cause
Yeah.
After this.
Yeah. So after this, they're trying to figure out how they're gonna get transportation to the hotel. They find this little, like, I guess it's like a community tram
Yeah.
type thing.
Mhm.
So they all kind of pile in there, and then as they're doing that, these guys in motorcycles,
They're talking
like,
to the hot dog guy.
they're kind of wearing like
Well, the Geo Mash man.
Oh,
yeah, they
yes.
go talk to the Geo Mash guy, but they're like all in like white, like
All in
hazmat
white,
suits,
They got
kind
like
of.
helmets.
Yeah.
They have like more.
Yeah, they have motorcycle
Motorcycle
helmets on,
yeah.
but they're like wearing like all white, like
Zip up.
zip
Like,
up, like coveralls.
like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they go and they're talking to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, they were just here. They were asking for a hot
Oh,
dog."
we also realize, or we also find out what this world, where they're at. is
Oh
called.
yes, it's San Angeles. It's like a amalgamation of San Francisco and Los Angeles. Basically, in this world, San Francisco is just like a neighborhood within Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, San Angeles." That reminds me of Demolition Man, because that's what it's called, San Angeles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So many people want San Francisco.
I wonder
Los
if
Angeles
this
should
is
be.
like around the time Demolition Man
Demolition
came
Man
out.
came out?
I don't know the exact release date. You want to look that up
Yeah.
while I continue on here? Yeah. So those guys are talking to him, and he points out, "Oh yeah, they just got onto that tram over there."
93.
93.
Yeah,
Oh, so
yeah.
it had already
Already
come
come
out.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Sorry, I got distracted because when I looked for Demolition Man, apparently My Chemical Romance has a song called Demolition Lovers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
well, I don't know
I
that
know
has
that.
anything to do with the movie, but
I know,
maybe
but
I'll
it's
listen
just
to it.
that
It
was
just popped up
that
as
was
you were
the
typing
first
it in.
thing
Which is
over
funny because the
Demolition Man.
mention in this world is that there is a toilet that's been invented
Yes.
that does not need paper.
Yeah,
Oh,
paperless
yeah,
toilet,
paperless
which
toilet.
technically is
A bidet.
bidet.
Yeah.
But maybe it's the three
Maybe
shells?
it's
The three
Three
seashells?
clamshells, yeah.
Maybe.
Is
I was
this
in the
like
same
the-
universe.
Maybe.
They slid into the universe.
I guess is it like
Demolition?
said that like Demolition Man is low on resources?
No,
No.
I
Like,
don't
because
think that-
No.
Are they a utopian world though? I guess
They're-
they
they're
are.
utopian.
They're
Utopian
trying.
world.
Not really. They just what they do is they're like.
they have a
babies.
facade of a utopian
Yeah, because they
world.
kind of like anybody who doesn't want to agree to their lifestyle is kind of like shoved down to like, and they live in the sewers.
Oh,
So
that's
it's like
right.
it's like a sub, like
Yeah.
a city of like people who don't want to conform to the way they live up there.
But I guess I think in the
It's supposed to
Demolition
be like a
Man
non-violent.
world,
Yeah.
is not, but I think
world.
it's supposed to be these rules are supposed to be for the greater good.
Yeah.
But then they're also taking away a lot of your free will.
Yeah,
So it's just that thing of like, do you
because
follow?
you've seen Demolition Man,
Yes,
right?
I've seen Demolition
Oh,
Man.
okay, yeah.
But yeah, so it's like they don't necessarily eat a lot of. They don't really eat meat. Oh, and they
There
don't
is no
really
red
eat
meat, no.
here either.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's no no swearing allowed, no unauthorized mating or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like no smoking, just like anything that you would like.
that
that's-
would not that you would like, but that's deemed like harmful to you.
yeah, is illegal.
Is illegal.
Interesting.
Yeah. So so the Geomash guy points out.
Is this Demolition Man world? That's interesting.
Like I don't know, you could call it that if you want.
Oh my-
I don't know. Is their main restaurant franchise Taco Bell?
Taco Bell. But they're not in LA though. To be fair. Like
Oh,
they're not
yeah,
actually in LA. They're
Oh,
in San
yeah,
Francisco.
yeah,
we don't
that's
know
true.
what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So yeah, so the Geomash guy kind of rats him out. He's like, "Oh, they're over there," and then they notice that, and they're like, "Oh," they try to make a run for
We
it.
get, like a staircase up.
Yeah, so they run. Oh, they run back down the staircase, right? That they came up from
Yeah.
initially.
Mhm.
Oh no! Oh wait,
They go down and they go back up.
and they go back
again,
up and they grab
then
some lady's laundry.
Quinn, yes,
Oh,
Quinn
yeah.
grabs
Throws
it and
it.
he tells the professor to dodge.
Yeah, so they run for it and they end up running and hitting this dead end.
Mhm.
and then
and supposedly they're like trying to climb this.
Dude, they did not even try.
Wade didn't
First of all,
even...
Wade and Quinn could have made it.
Yes.
Easily.
Quinn could have
Yes.
like boosted Wade.
He
I
gave
was
up
like,
halfway.
Wade didn't even give up. She didn't even try.
Yeah.
She just kind of has her hands up, and then she's up.
She's
all
never
right.
mind.
God.
I mean, the professor probably wasn't gonna make it over.
Yeah, no, I think they both.
Hey,
I think
we've
that's what
learned,
it is. That they realized Professor.
We can't
learned in
leave
the
him.
episode though. Professor only needs his fist.
Yeah.
I will beat the crap out of people.
He was like, "I'll just beat them."
Which
up
he
right
uses pretty often in this
Yeah,
episode.
so.
Yeah, so they get cornered. They're kind of like at this gate. They're not able to climb over, and they get approached, and those guys pull guns on them. And then this other person comes from behind, pulls off her helmet. It's it's a girl, and she's all like,
Max.
Hello, sliders.
she notices the professor
Max
and refers to
Amelia.
him as Max. She's like, Max, is that you? And then I think it cuts to the opening right there, right? The opening runs, the main opening credits runs.
Oh, I think so.
And then it comes back to like an open shot, like this
The
this
lab.
building, the outer building. It's like an exterior shot, and I know this building. They use the same location for the movie Biodome with
yeah.
Pauly
Oh,
Shore
did they?
and yeah, it's the exact same location. I don't know where it's at. I'm sure it's somewhere over here in,
probably not
in
LA.
California,
Mm.
somewhere like So it cuts to them like they're walking, and the chick who like took off her helmet. Her name is Logan. What's her last name?
It's like
Uh,
something.
Sorry, 1 second. I was trying to remember to pull
Does
it
it
up
show?
here.
Does it even show her actual last name in that, or is it show
Yeah, it does.
It shows the last
the
name that
second
she's
last
going
name?
by.
Oh.
Logan
Yeah.
St Claire,
There you go.
is her
Yeah.
name. Played by Zoe McLean.
She looks
Nicole.
familiar. Do we know her from
Let me
anything?
see. I'll look her up right now. I'll tell you right now.
Later episodes.
She's like
in-
she's giving them the like
The
I guess
tour.
she can track wormholes.
Oh,
That's how
yes.
she knows that they're sliders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I tried to take notes of what she said, and I could not. I couldn't even follow it.
Oh, she just
It's-
used like some sciencey jargon saying like how she's able something about
She's all
photon
like-
particles
she's
or something like
eighth-
that.
She's eighth
'Cause Quinn
dimensional,
goes,
and
"Of
that's all
course."
I got.
Photon.
Yeah.
And then of course Quinn's like,
He's like he knows exactly what she's talking about.
he's like, oh yes, of course,
Of course,
photon."
photon.
I know.
Yeah, so I looked it up. She was in. She's just been in some stuff. She was in the Dungeons and Dragons 2000 version, Deadly Honeymoon, Star Trek Voyager. She was on. I'm sure she was on a few episodes. Mr. Holland's Opus. Is My Daughter Really Dead? Nothing like.
Yes.
She was in the
She's a-
Suits.
Oh,
The
yeah.
episode, a couple episodes,
Mm.
the 2017 version. Oh, she was in Law and Order, Special Victims Unit.
Everyone's in Law and Order.
Yeah,
especially
I know.
That's
It's
true.
shit, though.
So
Come
many-
I know,
on.
throw a rock in
That's a
there.
day
Pascal's
player.
in
Hell.
Yeah.
Hell, I've been on Special Victims Unit.
Xander's
Yeah.
like, I got a walking roll.
Xander's like, I was in the background getting a hot dog. Yeah, so she's been in stuff here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It's NCIS, New Orleans, all kinds of different stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Nothing
so
too crazy.
she could track wormholes by their photons.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, I guess she can track things going through the things that are going through the wormhole, I guess.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you come to find out that she works for this company called Prototronics,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're developing their own sliding technology. And
And the
I guess-
professor's double work there.
Professor Doubles also worked there as well. You come to find out that he actually just recently died a couple nights ago.
2 nights ago.
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
because
That
he tried to slide.
without using he was supposedly
Well, they
he
hadn't.
was too
They haven't
eager
been
to, like-
They hadn't perfected the sliding. Or
Yes.
the re-entrance of
Yeah.
the slide.
everything that came back. I guess they sent in probes
Burns.
before. Yeah, everything that came back through re-entry didn't survive. It just got burnt to a crisp. So that's what happened to. So Logan asks Quinn if he can help him with like the re-entry issue that they're having, and by doing that they'll help them like try to get their home coordinates. So seems like a good idea. It's like, all right, well, they know they know a little bit more stuff about sliding that they don't, and Quinn knows more than she does, in different.
Well, I think
different
I
aspects.
think it's the fact that they have a whole. They
have, like, a whole lab.
that he can
Yeah.
Oh,
actually use.
so we're in the lab. He now has a different hairstyle, by the way, right?
Yes,
His
he
hair,
does.
yes, Quinn's hair.
Quinn has
First
a
beginning
different
episode, he has the bowl, and then halfway through, it's now slicked up.
Yeah.
He's got up
Oh,
until
yeah,
it's
you're
got like
right.
pointy.
I
It's
can
so
see it
weird.
here.
I don't understand why. He's
I don't
got
know.
schizophrenic hair this
Maybe.
season. It's really.
They probably filmed it like at different days and just they
Yeah.
didn't pay attention to how they styled it the time before. But yeah, so
They're
they
like they were. Oh, I don't know. There are people that kind of keep track of all. Of
I know there
this,
should be a
though.
costume person that's like, oh, this
look.
is the
Yeah.
They
style.
can't even keep the episode order in track. You think they're gonna keep the hair,
That's true.
the styles,
The
and,
hair in track.
like on track? So
Yeah.
they get into the lab. They see all the fancy tech, and the professor makes a comment. Oh, look, it's a far cry from your basement. He's just basically commenting like, oh, look at all this this.
It was
Look
way
at
more
what
advanced.
Yeah, way
shit
more
than
advanced
we had.
technology than they
Yeah.
have.
You didn't have any of this.
Yeah, but look at
You also find out that when they go into so here, one of the things they do instead of fingerprints or retina scans, they use your body heat signature.
yeah.
Like everybody has their own body heat signature, and that
Mhm.
comes into play.
Yeah, later
later
on.
on.
Yeah. So they pass through. So they're kind of like,
Well, the professor and Wade are very
yeah,
suspicious.
they're suspicious right off the bat, rightfully so. I think the Quinn's too blinded by oh, this is
Quinn
this
is
She's a
girl.
pretty
blinded
girl.
by
Like, he's
pretty
into
girl,
science.
and she's
He
a-
was
Quinn,
like,
well, like,
and she's
Quinn
as
is
smart as
blinded
I am.
by science. I think
Yeah.
Quinn is blinded by the
He's
like
No.
pretty science.
yeah,
Come
he's
on.
impressed.
the prospect of them being able to get home.
He's all like, not
He's
only
just
is
like
she
he's
pretty,
like I don't care. He's like I don't care what's going on. There's a chance for us to get home, and that's what I
There's
want.
a chance I might bank.
he's like, I might bang this girl and also get home. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win for me.
Yeah.
But then we cut over to Rembrandt having his date, and
Well,
we get a
no,
little.
before we get there, Logan St Claire, she kind of shows she opens up the portal and just kind of shows them
That
you
Chris
know,
Ball.
No,
I
she
think-
had
oh,
sent.
she had sent a probe in.
Out through,
Yeah,
and it was
it was
due. It
coming
was
back.
scheduled to come back.
So it comes
So
through and it's
wormhole
all
opens up.
wormhole opens up and then it's all
And let me tell you, this wormhole is not as pretty as our wormhole.
No, it's a
No.
bad.
It
warm
looks
phone.
very
Make it
unstable,
obvious.
too.
It's
Warped.
evil.
It's orange.
It's warm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super warm.
It's like
it's
warm,
not a
it's
nice circular round. It's all
It
blobby.
doesn't have a shape to it.
I'm like, this wormhole doesn't even
It's-
know it's a wormhole.
I know.
Yeah, so a probe comes flying out. It's all burnt to a crisp.
And that's when
we find out that the professor's double also pretty much came back like that too. Yeah, so then you're right. Then we switch back over to Rembrandt. He's in Los Angeles with this girl.
And we get a great shot of the Griffith Observatory,
Oh,
letting
yeah.
us know that we're in LA now.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
In proper Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Are we meant to think that they're having dinner in Griffith Observatory?
I
There is
guess
a
so.
cafe there. There's like a little Italian
But
restaurant.
it was
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what they were basically trying to get across. Oh, they're having dinner here.
Or
Or they're
they're-
at
They're
this
in LA.
cafe. They're in
They're
LA.
in like the
They're
hills.
having-
Yeah.
My assumption was that they were in the hills, like eating at a restaurant up there.
But yeah, then we find out that she made her money,
Her father.
Her father made his money.
By
Off of-
inventing, like you said,
Yeah.
the toilet, the
paperless
paperless
The
toilet.
paperless toilet. 3
Um,
clams.
And then if you notice the same set area, the bar and everything, that whole room is the exact same.
Set at the end?
No, from the previous episode, the
in-
sanctuary where they
Oh,
hang out
really?
is the exact same
Wow.
set.
Oh, that's funny.
So this bar
So
is
do we
going to
think
become.
it's a bar inside the? Do we think it's a place inside the lots then?
You know
or do we
what?
think it's like a warehouse they
This
have?
basically becomes. This is the bar for what is now going to be the bar for the
Headquarters.
new. Since
They're
we
good.
in Los Angeles,
okay.
it's going to
I get
be
you.
the Chandler, and this is going to be
their hangout
their
spot.
new hangout spot.
Makes sense.
And the
Okay.
bartender looks very familiar,
Oh,
Oh.
and he's going to become a new regular as well.
Oh.
He's going to be
Oh.
like the continuous bartender on each world.
is he like
Uh,
comedic relief? Is he always
don't
making a little
know. I
banter?
think so. Let me see. Let me look him up. I was going to look him up
That's
because.
funny.
But yeah,
yes,
so then
it
she
is.
orders his food.
Oh yeah,
And
she's
he's
her
like, how do you
favorite.
know what my favorite dish is? She's like, I'm your #1 fan. I know everything.
Yeah.
And this is when finally Rembrandt's like, maybe this is kind of weird.
No,
But
he
he's
doesn't
still.
even think,
Yeah.
not even that maybe this is a bad idea, just like, maybe this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's it.
But he's still in. He's still in at this
He's
point.
still full on in.
Yeah, she ordered him some this place has got the best frog cakes or something
frog
like that.
ladies.
Or
Oh,
or
frog.
Frog
Cornbread?
something.
No.
Yo, maybe.
Something bread.
If frog, definitely.
with frog in it,
definitely
yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Sweetbread. Frog sweetbread?
Something like that.
That's
He
something
eats a
definitely has
weird
frog.
green cube.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he takes a bite of it and he's all like, and then he's all like, I'll be right back. I just gotta go to the bathroom. So then he goes to the bar and talks to the bartender. His name is he's credited here as Elston Diggs, played by Lester Berry. Let me see. Yeah, he is a comedian.
Sounds
Comedian.
He is a comedian. He was in Don't Be a Menace to Society.
Oh.
Or just to South Central. That one with the by the Wayans brothers. That's the original one. Is Don't Be a Menace to South Central. Well, was it? Well, sipping on
there
your
was
juice.
an original, or there
Yes.
was a.
It's a parody film. Yeah, you never seen the original?
Never.
It's Wayne Brothers.
I had
huh?
to just
They
It's
find
called
the
Don't Be a
parody.
Menace.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's the only thing I know.
I always
him
thought
from, but
it
he is a
was
comedian.
Like an
Mhm.
amalgamation of
Yeah.
like movies that they were kind of like
Making fun of.
making
Yeah.
fun of.
Or
yeah.
spoofing.
So
Yeah.
it should say how many episodes he was in. Usually does, but I don't see it here. It's usually when
It's
you're on
like
the
the
website.
assumption this season.
Yeah, but-
Every episode this season.
But yeah, I
But
know
yeah, and
he's
so then he
recurring.
excuses himself to the toilet and he asks the bartender
Oh, where's the
where to go,
restroom?
and then he tells them that there's a paperless toilet or a toilet or a paper toilet that's $5.
He's like, but there's never a line for that one.
Like,
So he goes to that one, and then sorry,
You cut back.
and then it cuts back and he's talking to the fan and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing hanging out with him?" And this is when she
Oh
goes,
yeah, that's right.
"I'm
the
not
bartender
just
goes up
hanging
to-
out with him, we're engaged," and we
and
see a
then-
ring on her hand.
And then you, as the audience, know like, oh great, this girl's crazy.
Yeah,
She's like a super obsessed
You know,
fan.
She might not be
Um,
crazy. I don't know, man. So,
Yeah.
Rembrandt might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then from there it cuts back to Logan St Claire, and then she's there in the lab, and there's this other guy there who's obviously
I guess security.
like
guard.
I don't know if he's security or if he's just like an executive or something like that, and that he basically telling her, "Oh, do you think he's going to be able to fix our problem before he has to slide?" And she's like, "Well, I don't know." She's like, "Well, you need to keep him here if you can." She's
He
like, "Well, how
says
do I do
use
that?"
Any means necessary.
Yeah, he's all
And
like, "Sleep with him."
he's like, use your feminine wiles.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this is the weird thing is. He also tells her that they
Oh.
find out on the scan
That
they have the same heat signature.
she is his double
Yeah.
on this world.
this is the OG Loki couple.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah. We should make a little meme of him. So he's essentially telling her to seduce herself.
Yeah.
Is that weird? I don't think it.
I
To be
feel
honest,
like-
after seeing Loki, I don't think it's
You
weird.
don't think it's
Oh,
I
weird?
that's
really
true,
don't
huh,
think
right?
it's weird. Yeah.
I'm like,
It's so
I
cool.
guess if you would know how to seduce anybody, you would know how to seduce yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she's
And
all
she
like,
doesn't even have to try that hard. That's the sad thing is he falls right into
Oh,
her
yeah.
plan.
So she's all like, "Oh, all right." At first, she has this look on her face like, "I don't want to do that," but then we'll come to find out later that
Maybe she's she's like kind of grossed out by it. Like she's like ill.
I don't know, but like they kind of make her
Hmm.
look like very innocent in this, like
At
she
the
doesn't
start
want
of
to do
this,
this.
yeah.
Like she's like a good person,
Mhm,
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah, they kind of play it to the audience
I
that
can
way.
see that. Okay.
So then it goes back, and then Quinn's like
Oh.
doing like he's running two programs, like running their timer set up parallel to the way she has their
We
set
got
up.
two screens running a combination of numbers and letters.
Yeah, just
Coordinates?
random, just
They're
random
running
stuff. Yeah,
coordinates.
they're
Coordinates,
they're
yeah.
trying to find the difference in the
It's XYZ, I'm assuming.
in the
It's
re-entry
very
coordinates
gross.
to see what the issue is.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Well, how long do you think it'll take?" She's like, "I don't know." He's like, "It could take a few hours, could be a few days, could be
Couple
months."
weeks.
Yeah.
And then she puts her hand on his shoulder
Oh
and
yes.
just leaves it there.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like
He's eating it up.
fumbling over his words. He's kind of like,
She's good. She's good.
That's all it took.
Yeah, and I think the professor and
That's
Wade
realistic.
kind of clock it,
Yeah.
and they're all like, I think
gonna
we should
be-
go
yeah.
I think we should go take a break. Let's go to the hotel, get some rest. We'll come back."
And
And
Quinn's like,
Quinn's all like,
you
"You
go ahead."
guys go ahead. I'm gonna stay here." So they're kind of like
He was ready to bone right there.
Quinn's like, I'm gonna try to get some smooches.
He's like, I'm gonna get her up on this console right now.
But yeah, that's all. It's that like she puts her hand on his shoulder and just like goes to the opposite shoulder, so it's kind of like around,
and she's
then
like
gets
closer.
real close. Yeah, she gets real close to his face, and he's like in love already.
I know.
W game,
dude.
He obviously feels like there's
He's
a connection.
obviously
Yeah. Well, it's like it's a girl who's in his field by some chance and is also as interested and as like knowledge as him. You know what the odds of that are?
True.
To find, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
To find somebody as smart as you, I don't think it's that. Well, I guess he is super smart though.
But it's
right?
also like the same field. Like she has the same interest of field.
Do you want that though?
I mean, he finds it attractive.
I guess so, right?
It's just like
And
somebody who can.
Apparently, we find out Professor finds that attractive too.
Oh, I know, right? So, all right. So I guess Wade and the professor leave. They head to the
If I were
hotel.
Wade, I would have rolled my eyes.
So I guess
like as soon as he's like, "I'll catch up with you," I'd be like, "Oh."
I don't know if this
now.
is the Dominion or not, but it's a very nice hotel that
The
they
one
go
there?
into.
Yeah, that's
the
the
one
I
that they
couldn't
go
tell.
to.
That's the
Dominion?
I
because
thought
that's
it
where
was,
they meet up at the end, and I think it says it on the building.
Oh, really?
The train station in
a very-
downtown. What is it?
Union Station?
I thought it was Union Station.
Oh.
No, I don't
Is it
think
kind of-
so.
No.
But I don't know. But maybe. It's the outside of the building looks somewhat familiar, but like yeah, it's supposed to be the Dominion, a very
Of this
fancy
world, yeah.
Dominion. So they get there, the professor and Wade's there, and then the concierge kind of comes up and he's like, Professor Arturo. He's all like,
Before this though, there's this little comment. They're finding out the fact that the world is short on resources.
Mhm.
So there's like certain things. So one of the things they say is like, so they have those brownouts, and then they encourage people to shower in pairs.
Oh
to
yeah,
conserve
that's
water.
right.
And so she looks at the professor. She's like,
I'll just wait till the next world. If I was pressed, I'd be like, what the fuck?
He's like, I don't want to shower.
He's like, I don't want to shower with you
I'm gonna
anyways.
be honest with you, I don't think or if two people shower together, I don't think that conserves water.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's
feel
really the 2 minutes that's conserved.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can only shower for 2 minutes
Mhm.
when there's water, and they encourage you to have somebody else in there with you.
You got to get in there and freaking be like a little raccoon.
2
just like-
minutes, I'm not even gonna be able to wet my whole hair.
Your hair, really?
Yeah.
Is it
Takes her half an
It
hour.
takes a while. Like you have long hair too. Like don't.
Mhm.
It takes a while
It
for
takes
it
a bit.
to sink into your scalp. Like
I guess.
because all of this will get wet, but then that's like a barrier to like the hair underneath.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time I'm not even gonna get to do any shampoo or anything.
Like, look, you gotta wait another 2 hours.
I know.
Maybe you'll have
now
some
I gotta
water.
wait another 3 weeks. Like
I don't know. Well, here's what you do. You go in there. You do your body first, since that's what you want to focus on, and then do your hair
That's
after.
true. You would want to do your body first.
Yeah.
The hair is
Focus on
definitely
your
the
body.
second thing.
Yeah,
oh
hair's
my
secondary.
god, but hair, it's like when your hair is greasy, it looks so bad.
These are the times you live in, man. That's what you got to do.
Or you just make a killing on like dry shampoo. Everybody, or you know what, like you can do like a chicken stick baths, like in the dirt.
I don't know if that'll work for your hair. I'm sure they've come up with like hair products and stuff like that that'll help you like keep it clean longer.
I would just have to find a
Lather
nearby
faster or
lake
something.
and constantly dunk my head in there.
Yeah, so they walk in. The concierge like kind of approaches the professor, and he's all like, doesn't he say something like about
He says you're
new me.
yeah,
Oh, you gotta-
nooner.
yeah,
You're
he's
noon.
like, I like her better than your
noonie.
last nooner. He's all like, oh, what specifically did you like about my previous one?
Because he's trying to like
Yeah, he's
figure,
trying to
out who it was.
And he's all like, oh, this one looks a
Professor's
lot
like,
less.
I have a girlfriend.
he's all this one looks a lot less. Was it brainy?
No,
something like
he
that,
says
or-
he liked the other one because he said his type. I guess he likes more the tall, dark, and brainy.
Yeah,
Which sucks because like Wade is smart.
yeah, she is. I guess kind
you
of in her
Oh.
field.
Yeah,
I
her
guess
field
she
of
knows.
poetry.
I mean, she's good with computers.
So we
She's
figure
somewhat
out
good
the tall, dark though is
So the professor of that role was sleeping with
the
with
queen
Logan
of
St.
that
Claire.
world.
Okay,
World.
was it that, or was it his
Yeah.
actual wife?
No.
Because our question
No.
was, I don't know, because necessarily, is she
No,
tall?
because then he would say, yeah, that was the other thing too. She's not tall.
Oh, she doesn't
No.
seem tall.
But yeah, it's surmised
Maybe
that
she's taller than the professor. I
he
didn't
was
know this.
he was sleeping with Logan. So basically, he was sleeping with Quinn.
He was sleeping with the
That-
Quinn of
that
that world. And so here's
Always
my
knew it.
question. Here's my question.
Uh-huh.
Do we ship the professor and Quinn together?
After this?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
The professor like looks over at Quinn like,
He's up. I put a little bit of
If you
lipstick
were a
on
woman.
it. He's like, we end up in the right world. This may happen. But yeah, I was like, what?
yeah. So I guess he was cheating on his wife and sleeping with Logan. So
This
I
was
think he kind
always-
of figures that out.
Every world where you find him at when his wife's alive, he's always cheating
true.
on
Yeah,
her.
I know.
Jeez.
So they, they get their room or whatever, and then
We're back to.
Oh no, we go back to Rembrandt.
Well,
well, I
and-
don't know. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we go back to Rembrandt, and
this
he's
fool's-
like at her house.
Yeah,
Or,
he's
like
at
in
her
the
house.
pool, right?
Mhm.
He's in the pool, but
He's in the
she's
pool.
like she's in the house.
She's like practicing like
introducing
Vows.
herself.
herself as like,
Oh.
oh,
Mrs. Rembrandt Brown.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's just in the pool, like, do you have something I can put on over these wet
And she's all
suits?
me. she
No, I'm
says
just
something.
kidding. But this fool has got no danger like radar.
But I don't even think he heard that. So
No, yeah,
I
he's
don't
on the
know
way.
why she said.
Yeah.
"No," I'm just kidding. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, she's saying that to herself. Like it's a joke to herself.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, she's
guess.
like talking to herself. So then she brings him out like a robe. It's like a big robe, and then he's like,
King
what
Kong's baby King Kong.
Yeah, it's
something
like,
like
sleeping
that.
over.
Yeah.
yeah.
And at first, I didn't notice how big it wasn't until later on that we see him put on like a sleep shirt that I'm like, these clothes are extremely big.
Oh, I guess
on
you find out
him.
why.
Yeah,
we
find out later.
Yeah.
So she brings him a drink and they
She
go.
tells him she has something to show him.
Yeah, she's got a surprise for him. She's all like, oh, I fixed up your room, and then he's all excited. He's like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna get lucky right now.
Well,
He's
no,
like,
when she
"Ooh."
says my room, he's like, oh, and he's like, oh yeah, let's go right now. And then she's like, actually go to your room. And he's like, my room? He gets kind of
Yeah.
confused.
She's like, oh, I fixed it up for you. Hope you like it. And then he goes in. It's just like a bunch,
It's just a huge shrine.
like a huge
to
shrine, a
him.
bunch of memorabilia.
Still in the
like,
clear.
Yeah, clothes, like pictures from like his tours and stuff like that.
And this is when it finally hits Rembrandt
he's
that
like,
maybe
oh, okay.
he shouldn't have
I'm
gone
with
to
the
this
psycho.
stranger's house.
And then like she's still talking like in the background as
Yeah.
she's doing whatever she's doing. And then he's like, oh yeah, I was worried when you didn't respond to my letters. And then I heard from your lawyer, and you're like, uh oh,
Attorney.
or your attorney.
Yeah, you find out she wrote like hundreds of letters to him.
Yeah, because he asked like, oh, how did you get all this stuff?
Mhm.
She's like, I told you I'm your number one fan. And then you can kind of be like, you're like, oh shit, it's fucking psycho.
And then she shows up in a
and a
wedding dress.
like a wedding dress, and
It's kind of a nice wedding dress.
it's kind of like
It's
a
very
skirt, like
It's very modern.
just like a.
It
like a
was.
wet-
It was
like a-
kind of a more like so. It's kind of like a pant, like a skirt, like suit.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like you could double it, like if after the wedding you could go out
could
for
go to
like
work
for
in
dinner
that
and
scene.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
just re-dye it.
So he's kind of like, oh shit.
Now he's realizing he messed up,
Yeah.
and he shouldn't just follow a fan.
Yeah. So then
Cut
it
back.
cuts from there, cuts back to Quinn, and he's in the lab with Logan, and they're going like he has their timer opened up and her timer opened up, and they're just kind of comparing like components in it, and I guess something about a gyroscope, a laser gyroscope or something
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
like, you should build one, but that'll take months.
Yeah, he said that they're what did he say? Something about the gyroscope gives them like I forget what the hell it was.
Direction.
I don't know. Something about just like the
Like a landing
yeah, just like
point.
their landing area was like such a big like a
It was a
like a
400
broader
mile
400-mile radius.
Yeah.
so like to dial it in,
The
they had to like the gyroscope
helps.
or something. Gyroscope helps with that. So then
She
she's-
ends up opening up a wormhole.
yeah to
randomly.
like
Oh,
I
that's
forget
right.
why she does it. Did she say why she was
I
like
feel like-
wanted to do like a test or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she puts way too much power and it just like starts sucking in a whole bunch of stuff, and like they
That's
almost
the
get
other
sucked
thing
in.
about this wormhole. It's always sucking in things.
Yeah,
Our
right?
wormhole stays
You
where
have to
it's
like
at.
jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to consent.
make
to
So
our
hers
contact.
wormhole.
is
That's not true. Rembrandt did not get sent to that one.
Oh, that's true. He did. That's
so
right.
it's very like It's a very
Wild.
violent. Like it just like
It
fucking,
is.
like,
It's
trying to
not a
get you in there.
tamed wormhole.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's
It's an
like,
animal.
Yeah.
You can't tame an animal like that.
It'll never be tamed.
So
Predator.
so they both like have to hang on because they're about to get sucked in, and Logan's like freaking out, and he's like, you have to try to you have to try to shut it down. So she was like,
He
she
said
wasn't
something
even
like
trying.
dial
Son.
it down. He kept going
Yeah.
dial it down.
And she just freaked out and just started screaming and like holding on, and he
Quinn
has
has
to
to
Well,
hold-
she was
down.
worried she was gonna burn up.
Yeah,
well,
that's
she
fair.
like opened it way too. She put too much power in, then so luckily Quinn was able to like reach the keyboard and shut it down and close it back up again. He's like, oh my god! He's like, you gave it so much power. You could have you could have sent a what do you say, like an army through there. And she's like, I could have, couldn't I? It could have.
She's
couldn't
just
I?"
looking. She's looking at him. By the way, like
She's like she's scared, but she's also like impressed.
she's
like,
got
she
the
didn't
She's
know.
also
adrenaline. The
kind
of-
adrenaline from that.
She
Yeah.
saw I'm scared, but I'm intrigued.
She's I'm scared, but I'm also turned on.
I'm scaroused.
She's on so good. Yeah. So then from there it cuts to the professor and Wade. They're like on the grounds of the Prototronics, and they walk up to this woman, and you find out that's the professor's wife,
Or his
and
doubles.
his
wife.
doubles wife. Yeah, so
'Cause
she
this
sees
is
him.
a different woman than the wife that.
Yeah,
was
it's
on
not the
other-
same woman that they had in the previous episodes in season 1.
I wonder if they did that
Yeah.
on purpose.
They
for
probably
him.
couldn't get the original actress back. Sometimes it happens, or sometimes
I don't think it's even supposed to be the same person though, because in
No?
the other world, I feel like Arturo would have had.
maybe.
Wait, is this Arturo married?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
this
he's still
isn't
married
our
to this one.
Arturo.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
we don't know.
They
We
dropped
don't know
shit.
that.
They dropped that shit.
We don't know. We're not gonna assume that. We're just gonna assume this is
It's
Arturo because there's never
I
any
saw that.
reference back to any of that, so we don't know anything. So yeah, so this is the Arturo of this world's wife. She's obviously works there at the Prototronics as well, and she sees him and she's all like,
Yo,
oh,
I didn't even
Max."
realize she worked for the sim company.
Yeah, she works there
Oh,
too.
that makes sense.
So she goes and she hugs him, and then he's like, even though I look like your husband, he's like, I'm not him. So they kind of like talk to her and try to figure out
What happened?
like why and she said that
They were always
that
really hush-hush on the
he was
details.
yeah, they were the company was like very like
They did
close lid
not
on the
like it.
details.
Because they thought it would.
It would
end
cancel the project.
Yeah.
So and then she doesn't believe it either that the professor that her husband would just willy-nilly just jump into it
Yeah.
without sending a probe first.
Mhm.
She's like, well, my husband was many things, but he was very cautious, when it came to that stuff.
Yeah.
So we
even-
could definitely. There's a cover up.
yeah,
essentially
so
going
there's
on.
something going on. So from there, the professor and Wade. Oh, and then she also mentions that the professor had found something,
A disc.
something that he had found that he had saved on a disc that would take down the company because there was like something that they were planning to do with sliding. That did she know? Did she know that they
We're gonna do.
were gonna do?
No,
No, not
she
yet.
just
Okay.
knew that it
So
was.
she just knew,
something.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that he had it. He had hid it somewhere and didn't know where it was. So from there, it's kind of like it cuts back to Quinn and Logan. They're like kind of like on a date.
Yeah, they're
They
out
go-
having dinner.
They go out and have
after
dinner.
almost dying.
Yeah, they go out having dinner. They go and they kind of like. I like that shot that they show. Like it's kind of like of the Golden Gate Bridge, but it's very like futuristic. You can see the trains running through
It's
it.
got two little levels
Yeah,
to
they're
it.
kind of like standing side by side, and then they both kind of kiss. They feel like a connection between them.
Well, at first she tells him like, "I feel like there's a connection between us," and then they keep like ending each other's sentences.
Yeah.
How
And then
romantic.
she tells him like, I'd really like to see if this can be more. Like, what about if you just skip your next slide? And he's like, "My friends, I can't do that."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "I'll get you home later. It's all right, baby."
She's like, don't worry.
And then
Mom will take care of you.
I know, it's all right. And then they kiss, and Quinn does have kind of like an odd reaction to the
He's
kiss,
kinda
You can
like-
sense it.
right? I wonder if he's
You
like,
are
this
me.
feels kind of wrong.
Oh yeah, because
He
she hasn't
starts
divulged
crying.
that yet, right?
No, they
not
don't
yet.
want to tell.
That's a lady.
Well, the
Uh,
funny thing is, she tells him, "You know by now," and then he's like, What?
She's like, you want me to give it to you.
But like, yeah, she's like, he doesn't have like a weird reaction to their kiss that I'm like, I wonder if he's just like, oh, I actually don't feel this.
Or I don't know, he just feels something's off. He's just
yeah.
something weird, But like he still kisses her.
He
just like a little bit.
Smooches.
He doesn't go full on make out like the way he did with like the Wade's
the other Wade,
double, but he does like kiss her.
Mhm.
So then
he's on no tongue, but I'm still gonna kiss you.
Yeah. So then they're chit chatting for a little bit, and then it cuts back to the professor and Wade. So they're in the facility of Prototronics, and
he's trying to get
they go to security, and he's all like, oh, he kind of like plays dumb, and he's like, oh, I think I left my key.
Yeah,
can you let me in? And then the
trying
guard's
to get
all
the
like,
security guard away from the desk.
Yeah, so Wade
can do her
try to find something.
Magic.
But then he also like wants to go and check his double's office. So Wade stays in the lobby where the security counter is.
Yeah.
And the professor goes with the security guard. They go to his office. He lets him in, and he kind of just looks around, and he sees that he got like a. What'd he get? He got a medal of
congressional medal of honor, I think,
or something for science though. I forget what it is exactly.
But as soon as he says it, he
it's got like a little
shocked.
L.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds shocked, and the security guard's kind of like,
He's like, I. He's every
time I see it,
I was just surprised. Yeah. So he's just kind of looking around at stuff, and then
he gets a call.
From the front desk at the Wade, and she's all like, oh, it looks like somebody did a hack and slash job on here, but she's like, I think I found a file that they missed. So she makes a copy.
Floppy disk, right? Doesn't she?
Yeah, she gets a floppy disk, and it's basically it shows footage of Logan St Claire and the professor of that world, like in an argument.
You know what? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, saying like, he's like, oh, I won't let you, or something like that. And
he's like, I'm gonna let them all know what the truth is. And she's like,
no,
you're not.
No, you're not. And she pushes him into the.
I don't know. It's weird that they
portal.
weren't sucked into that wormhole though. If it sucks everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I think it depends though on how it's like you.
You got to be like a certain like distance or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, so she pushed him in. She's the one who killed him. So she makes a copy of that in the disk, and as she's pulling it out of the computer, that main security, I guess he is security, right?
Yeah,
security or something like that, like stops her, and they take her into custody and they take the disc.
Yep.
I don't think the professor knows at all. He doesn't know that happened.
I don't think he knows that at all, which is what makes. So he meets up with Quinn, and he tells him about the murder.
Yeah.
And this is the line that I thought was really weird. They're like, oh, and he's like, no, Logan could never do that, right?
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to Wade coming into meeting them in the bicycle.
Yeah.
And you hear Quinn go, again, it's like ADR, and it's like, oh, there you go, Professor. Wade's right here. And I'm like,
he says it like that?
Yes, he says in a very robotic voice.
In a very robotic voice.
ADR, man.
And I'm like, also, they weren't even talking about Wade. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
It's just, I thought that was a weird, it kind of threw me. I was like, oh.
I think it's less his fault and more like direction of that they gave him in the studio at that time. So Wade shows up. She's in a bike. She kind of like what do you
awkwardly,
no yeah so
putting
she
a bike away.
Yeah, so she like says, oh, the security held me, but they realized they had nothing, so they let me go.
Yeah.
And then they're having a conversation.
But then she's acting like very odd.
She's very skittish. Yeah, she looks very like suspicious. And then like I think they say something, and then she like lashes out. She's like, who asked you?
She's all, shut up, old man. I'm sorry, I haven't slept in a long time.
I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'll beat you later. Yeah, so then like that's how she brushes it off, as in she's tired or whatever, and that's why she like kind of snapped at him. So then we cut back to Rembrandt. He's back at that house, is with that girl, and he's trying to get his clothes back so he can try to get the hell out of there. And she's all like,
he's trying to hide from her. And she's like,
yeah, she like locked in.
Yeah, she's like, I gave you your night. You wanted to sleep alone. I respected
that. Yeah.
Now
Good
open
for
this
her.
up.
Respect.
She's like, I respected your boundary. Now open up before I burn all your clothes. And that's when he like opens
opens
up.
the
And
door,
this
he's
is
like,
when he's
"Mm."
wearing that like really large sleeve shirt. That
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
why are these clothes so big?
Yes.
And then,
So he wants his clothes back, and then I forget. She won't.
Wants to go.
Yeah, he wants to leave.
he wants to
Because
go back.
he said he
has
has
to
a
go back.
meeting that he can't miss.
Well, because this is when they're sliding.
Yeah.
So he's like, I have to be back in San Angeles.
Yeah.
Because he has an appointment meeting. She doesn't want to let him go. She's like, I'll take care of you. You're good.
But then
and he's like, no, I have an appointment meeting. She's like, fine, but you have to sing for me before I let you go.
So he starts singing his "Tears in My Fro" song.
Yeah,
She's all like, "What is
signature.
that?" She's like, "That's." When she
and then
says,
she
that
says
song
what we
sucks."
all think about this song.
What?
It's a bad song.
Oh, "Tears in My
She-
Fro."
I like
Yeah.
Tears in My Fro.
Oh, that's good. And then she's all like,
Sing.
she's like, "Sing this
Crown.
Crown.
something."
I'll give up my crown for you.
Oh yeah. So then he just like, I don't think he ever. Obviously,
not
he
know the
never
song
made
at
that
all.
song.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of guessing.
Sings
He's
the
like,
title and that's one
I
ad-lib.
give up, and he's like, I give up my crown for you.
If I love something. And
Is
she's
what
like,
I
that's
love
was
beautiful.
true.
She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh,
She's
yeah,
like,
she's
it's
all like-
beautiful.
She's like, oh, that's it. He's all like,
Really?
this. He's all like,
And then somebody comes home.
yeah. So it turns out she
Is
has
married.
already
Is
had. No,
engaged.
she is
Oh,
engaged. That's her
engaged, yeah.
fiance.
Right.
And it's like this big buff dude. He's like, who the hell are you? And then this whole chase ensues. And then she's like, don't hurt him.
You know how I feel about don't hit the crying man. You know how I feel about him.
yeah. So she had somebody already this whole time, and she was just
Who
kinda
was
like,
extreme, yeah,
Oh,
who was
yeah.
extremely buff and tall, which is
Yeah.
why his although those were still ridiculous.
yeah. So
I
he's
don't
like,
know, man.
so Rembrandt's running out the front door, trying to put his clothes on. And then this
How
guy's
did
like
they end up on
chasing
the
her.
roof?
I don't know. No, I think there's like this top section.
Of the,
I don't know.
Of the like I think
Yeah.
on her side of the back of
Yeah,
the
there's,
outside
like, this
section.
balcony.
It
It's
looks
probably
like
where
that.
the pool's at.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
upper
okay.
deck part. Which is like, why did you go out that way if you were trying to get him? You could have went out the same way he went. Well, whatever. So it works out in his favor. He gets away, and then he's got to figure out now
But
how to
he's
get back
gotta
to Los
there
Angeles.
in a
I mean,
short
to
amount of
San
time.
Angeles.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh shit. So, but then from there, it cuts back to the professor and Wade, and they're talking, and they like tell her that that Logan is the one who killed
Well,
her
no,
professor.
she surmises that it's Logan,
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
like they kind of like confirm it,
and
that he
they're all
didn't.
like, yeah.
And
And then again, she says that thing about there's like the scene where I think she says something about him
oh yeah,
creating sliding,
yeah, that
and
on
that
this world-
Wade has like an odd reaction to it.
yeah. So the in this world, the professor is the one who invented sliding, and then the professor
so
makes a
proud of
comment.
himself,
Yeah,
too.
he's all like,
so proud of
who would have
himself.
thought that I was the one who invented sliding on this world? And she's like, well, why wouldn't you?
You're the same guy.
You're the same guy. What it would make sense that you would have created. So that's when you know this is not their Wade. This is some obviously her double from this world,
Yeah.
because she doesn't know the fact that he actually didn't invent sliding on
Mhm.
their world. So they're like in the offices at this point, and he kind of grabs her by like I don't know,
Her,
he's
like,
gonna
back of
choke
her
her
neck.
by the back of her neck,
Okay.
and then he's all like, where's Wade? And she's all like, how should I know? And then like he obviously like
It
ties her
cuts
up.
to Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cuts to
And
Quinn.
then it cuts to Quinn just walking down. He's like, Quinn,
Oh.
come over here, like in the closet. And then Quinn comes in, and it's just Wade,
He
like,
Like,
just
tied
tied
up.
up.
Like, shrugs like,
And he's
What are you
like,
doing?
what are you doing?
He's like, what are you doing? Wait, what the hell? He's like, this is not our Wade. This is a double. He's like, well, where's our Wade? He's like, she's obviously somewhere in this building. And then from there it cuts back to Rembrandt. He's at the train station, and he's all like,
"Staying on this
yeah.
train."
So he's trying to figure out like, okay, I need to get on this train, but I don't have a ticket, and I don't have money to buy a ticket. And then he looks back and he sees that big buff guy still chasing him,
Yeah.
which I'm surprised he caught up to him at all.
I know.
I don't know how far the train station was from that chick's house,
Who
but I guess it
knows?
was close enough for him to get to on foot. So he's trying to figure out, oh shit, what am I gonna do? So he sees this guy climbing on top of the train,
Mhm.
and he's like, I guess I'll do that. I'll just like
Hitch
hitch
a
a ride on top of the train. So he starts climbing up, and then some guy pops out the back, just a random passenger. He's like, hey, what are you doing? You trying to commit suicide? He's like, oh man, we say
Yeah,
district
he
times
tells him
call for
it's like
district
a
manager or
death
something like that.
exit,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he just kind of ducks back in. He gets back in there, and then he goes up top with that other guy. He's like, you got room for one more? And the guy's like, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
You know what? Good on that passenger to not have told security.
Oh, I know, right? You could have ratted him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets up on there. He's all like, and the guy's all like, "Where's your gear?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's all like, "Yeah, you the
The
You
train
need
of
some sort of like
San
safety,
Angeles.
like a rig system."
harness. Yeah.
Because he's all like, "This
Makes
that's going to
sense.
be the only thing between you and the hereafter." I guess that it's like a bullet train. It goes like 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So Rembrandt's like, "Oh shit!" So he takes off his belt and he kind of like
it's like measly little.
he kind of
belt.
like jerry rigs it to like I don't know where he ran it through. I don't even
Yeah,
know if his
no,
belt was
I don't
long
know where
enough.
the fuck you're
No,
going,
it
making that go
wasn't.
on.
And then
Yeah.
it's like the train starts going and it starts going fast. And Rembrandt starts to slide off, but that guy like
He, like,
grabs
grabs
his
his
foot.
foot.
holds
Yeah.
it.
And
You have to like fucking hold him.
I know the whole way.
And then
That's like
Rembrandt's
rip.
all like,
I
he
know the
starts
face he's
screaming.
making is hilarious.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the scenes from the opening too. You see that
Oh,
in the beginning.
that
yeah.
double bridge that we see, that's one of the scenes.
Yeah,
in the
that's one of the
opening,
scenes,
or in
too.
the new opening.
And then also where you see the portal open, where they both almost get sucked in, where him
Oh,
and
I didn't even
Logan
realize
almost
that.
gets sucked in. That's another scene that they should use from there. So he's able to get away, and he's on his way back down
He's
to
on his
San
way.
Angeles.
Mhm.
And then it cuts back to the professor and Quinn,
30
and they're
years later, we
inside.
still don't have a bullet train.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
let me tell
Well,
you.
they're working on one supposedly, right? The
Oh,
one that
they've
goes
said
to
they
it's gonna
keep
go to
saying
from
that.
here
Takes
from
a
Union
long
Station
time, first of
to
all,
Las
San-
Vegas.
They keep saying that.
Supposedly
been
it's
in
in the
play
works,
for
but
a
who
long
knows?
time
We'll
to
see.
make something like that.
No, Xander, we need it now.
It's
I
been
need
on
results.
it's been on the books forever.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll see. So it's always been in
Sweet.
talks. We'll see when it actually
I
comes.
know.
Yeah, so the professor and Quinn are in his office, Double's office. They're trying to find the disc that the widow had said that he had somewhere hidden.
They're hoping to barter it for Wade.
Yeah, to get Wade back. So they're trying to figure out where it's at. And then Quinn's all like, well, he's your double. Where would you hide it? And then he kind of thinks, and then he realizes, oh, the metal. So he lifts the case up off of the metal, and then he moves the metal, and then the disc is there. It's like a little mini
It's
disc.
so
They're so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those like old
PlayStation
MP4.
Vitas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The ones
yeah,
that are
that's-
within the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But also back in like they had mini discs
Just
that
like
size
that,
too. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so they find it, and then they pop it into this little player or whatever, and they to see what's on it, and then that's when you see it looks like a
like a commercial,
Like a presentation
Like,
that
yeah,
for the
like a
government.
presentation, and
Yeah.
basically saying that they're gonna
it's
they're
just
gonna use
Logan, and then
yeah.
somebody standing
Logan
He's
and
behind
security.
her.
He's a
security
security
guy.
guy.
Oh,
It's the head of
security
security
guard?
guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he fits into this. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just a
He's head of
security guy.
security.
But yeah, so it's basically her like giving a presentation saying that they're gonna develop sliding and use it to raid other dimensions and steal their
Pretty
resources,
smart.
and then use the resources to like hold their world hostage. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Well, because
but-
if you have control over a world's resource, you
Yeah.
can control the world. I mean,
Yeah.
look at where we're at right
I
now.
know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you know what's interesting about that is we do kind of see a little bit of that in play into the Mystic. He does use sliding to get like certain things.
Oh, medically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So we do see that in a bit of a scale, but like
Very
a
tiny.
good-
It doesn't
but a
harm.
good-
Yeah.
He's not
but-
using
but
it to like
used
hold the
for
world hostage.
good,
Yeah.
So he's still selling the drugs. He's just
He is selling it
'cause
to
he's
like.
still-
I guess he's selling
Yeah.
it.
he's
to
using
big
it as a
pharma.
business, not
Yeah.
like I guess not like as extreme
As
as
extreme
as Logan wants to do.
Yeah.
So that's the evidence that he had against her and that he wanted to release so that they would shut down the project. But then I don't know, would you think that would really shut down the project? I feel like a lot of people would be on board for that if it
I
helps
think
them.
if it got public, it would because
Maybe.
they have to. They have to.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So then
Because
there-
essentially they're saying, because essentially they're saying that they want to take control over the world.
mhm,
They want to bring in these resources to be
yeah.
in charge of them.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So the general public obviously would be against it, but I
Yeah.
think like everybody high in the corporate government would be
Government-wise,
for
yeah,
it
would be
because
for
like
it.
I mean they would benefit from it as well.
Mhm.
So from there they're gonna head over and try to like use that as a bargaining chip to get Wade back. And as they're walking in like this like alleyway or like under parking structure or something like that. Yeah, they're heading to like the main offices, I guess, because they're in like a certain section of the campus, right? That where his office is at. And they run into Logan and the security guys. And you're trying to tighten that?
no, I was trying to figure out how to move this because I can't, when
Oh.
it's like there, I can't see my book.
Oh, okay.
And I kept trying to move this back, but I didn't.
but then
realize,
this is
I
too
didn't
far away.
realize This moved on its own.
Yeah, it's like its own thing.
Yeah.
So, so they run into him, and then she already knows what Quinn's up to because this is where she reveals that she is his double.
This is when she was like, "You probably have already caught on, Quinn. That I'm your double," and he's all, "What?"
No,
he hadn't caught on to it at all.
I know.
So
he does have that line. He's like, "But you're a girl."
Yeah, and he's like, "How's
that?"
She's
I
all,
could never be a girl.
She's all, I am. So he's all like, Quinn's all like, "How's that possible?" And then the professor's like, "It's all a difference between a Y and an X chromosome." And then that's when you find out that actually she was born Logan Mallory, but after her mom got a divorce,
her father
died. Her father died.
And then she
remarried.
And she changed her name to her stepdad's name. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So are we to surmise that maybe Quinn is an evil because that stepdad? Yeah.
No.
Maybe that stepdad turned her evil.
No.
I don't think so.
Who knows?
Well, she says that she just happens to have the darker part of their soul.
Yeah, because he's all like, what part of the darkest part of our soul did you come from, or something like that. And so she's all like, I already know what you're planning. She's all like, I'm not gonna trade you that for Wade.
Yeah.
So then there's like a big struggle that goes on right here where she's trying to get the disc.
This is where the professor
goes,
like,
all right,
they got us. Here's the disc, and then he punches the guy instead of giving him the disc.
Yeah, and then
the little fight
happens. A struggle goes on, and then they accidentally activate Logan's portal, and then she pushes the professor again.
So she's 2 for 0.
I know. If I had a nickel for every time she pushed a professor through that portal, I'd have 2 nickels.
Yeah, so she pushes the professor in, and then as the audience, you're like, "Oh shit, is he's
gonna
dead. Die on re-entry?"
I mean, all of us know he's not fucking dead. Let's be real. Come on.
So then he's all like, Quinn's all like, "No," and then so then they're back in the main lab where they were working on the things, and he has the disc, and she gives it back. She's like, "All right, just give me Wade, and I'll give you this. I'll give it to you right now." And so she brings out Wade, or she goes to get Wade, and then he
messes up.
Makes a virus.
Yeah, he makes a virus
on their coordinates.
Where the coordinates are happening.
Yeah,
so they come and they go, "Hey, fix it, rebuild it," and he's like, "I don't know how to rebuild computers.
No, before
get Wade."
He has to get Wade so that he can undo it.
That's the whole thing. Then that's when they go get Wade.
Yeah.
They want him.
And then he notices on the screen that the wormhole is tracking.
Yeah,
and she sees the professor's gonna come back, and he's like, "Professor." So the professor slides back in that same spot where he went out from, and then he lands there, and there's some guard guy there, and he's all like,
he realizes he's still in the same.
Yeah, he's like, "Where am I?" He's like, "You're in San Angeles." Oh, he's like, "You're in Prototronics." He's like, "Oh, then all right." So he's like, "Yeah, help me up."
Sorry about that.
And then he fucking uppercuts him, or like he elbows him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, so sorry." And then so the Quinn's there, and he's waiting, and the thing's still eating through. And then Wade comes. He's like, "All right, now fix it." And then the professor comes, and he has a gun. He took that guy's gun before he knocked him out.
He's like, "Nah, we're leaving.
We're out of here." Yeah, so they grab their timer, and they jam out of there. They get in
the tiny cars.
It's
so cool.
Futuristic cars. Which if you look at them, they kind of look like futuristic cars from Demolition Man.
There is a car like this at the BMW dealership.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is that exact size, like about that size.
I was gonna say the car that the professor grabs. I actually dig. Like, I think it's a
really.
Nice
the
car.
fact that it's
I like in my head. I was like, oh, that's a cute little car.
Yeah, so they get in these little cars, and they're all like, all right. So they decide to drive to the Dominion because that's where they're supposed to meet up with Rembrandt.
That's the fastest way to get there,
Yeah, so they get in there, and then the Rembrandt had just walked in, and
Rembrandt's clothes are
all tore up. I guess
dusty.
Just from the
200 miles per
hour. 200 miles per hour, just like tore up the clothes.
Yeah.
And then the concierge sees him. He's like, "Sir, we don't have any change, and you can't use our bathroom." And then he realizes who he is. He's all like,
"Oh no!" He says his name. He's like, "My friends would have checked me, and this is my name."
Yeah, it's under Rembrandt.
And he's like, "Right, man."
The Crying Man.
I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan.
Yeah. So then, as he's talking to the concierge, they pull up in their little cars and or rush in there, and I think that's weird. They timed it just right where there was a blackout, a brownout,
Yeah.
and the doors locked.
Mhm.
So like
15 minutes.
yes, for 15 minutes. So then, as they're in there, like about to slide, Logan
gets
there with her like security entourage and everything, and they're trying to get in. And then the professor's like, "If you open those doors, I'm not paying my bill." And he's all like, and I think they still have the disc, right?
Yes,
Yeah, they
Give
still have the
this disc to my wife. She'll know what to do with it. And so then they hit their slide timer and they slide on out of there, and they end up in
I don't know.
They end up in the bar in that bar that the Rembrandt was at with that girl at the observatory. Well, I guess it's not the observatory, it's the Chandler. And it's that same bartender.
Yeah.
Just in different, it's very like Rastafarian style.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah, same guy. Exact same guy.
Damn,
it's
that
just like a different
really got me,
the Rastafarian accent got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they land there and then they're all like, oh, the guys are like, oh yeah, that was good. It's like, too bad the ladies weren't here to see it. And he's like, oh, are we in San Francisco? He's like, no, you're in Los Angeles. And then they realize that Logan had messed with their thing, and now they have a 400-mile radius. They could land anywhere
from San Francisco
to Los Angeles.
Or in between.
Yeah, anywhere in between. So
Bakersfield.
So this is where
they end up in.
And the professors are like,
they're in Lancaster.
Oh, there's nothing to do about here besides go to the mall or to the movies.
Well, that's
the Mystery Science Theater episode.
How great would that be?
I know. So yeah, and then the professor's like, "Oh, I loathe Los Angeles."
No, I think he says I hate Los Angeles.
No, he loathes. He says he loathes it. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, man, why you gotta be
so
like
they're already
you know how
talking,
San Franciscans are
talking shit about Los Angeles.
Oh, you know what though? He did make a mention when he said something about when
earlier
in
San Francisco and Los Angeles in the same.
Yeah, like he's like, like he thought that was gross too.
Oh yeah, I
That's
forget what he exactly says, but yeah. There's looks like they're going to be landing in Los Angeles, and like, or they kind of go back and forth between, but it's mostly Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So they're there, and all of a sudden,
Do you think
another
they had to
portal
write this whole episode just to give them a reason?
I think that point right there, just that one plot point,
to land in Los Angeles.
To land in Los Angeles,
maybe.
Now that they moved over.
Yeah,
they
maybe.
Going to be in Vancouver anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then another portal opens up, and you can tell it's Logan's portal because it's orange.
Because it's crap.
And very, very shitty. So she comes out.
The Chromax portals?
Theirs is red.
Theirs is red.
There's
red.
So she's like she's kind of evil. They're real evil.
Yeah.
Mm.
So she comes through and she's like, "You forget I can track portals." She's like, "I got 30 seconds before I have to go back. Give me the proper reentry so I can return safely." And then she pulls out a gun and she's like,
she's kill her.
Yeah. So he like always wait about to get shot by somebody. So he takes the timer from her and he like inputs these things and he reopens the portal and he's all like, "There, I did it." She's like, "Well, then come on." He's like, "No, you're just gonna have to trust me on this one." So he throws her remote back through her portal, and then she's super pissed, and then she takes a shot at Wade, and then I guess the suction from her portal is like so strong, it sucks her back in, and also like
bullet.
Just the bullet though.
Just the bullet, right? So I was like, I'm surprised she didn't get hit by the bullet. I thought I was gonna hit her and like take her back, but I guess it sucks her in. And then he's all like, the professor, like after she's gone, he's like, "Did you send her back?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "I sent her to another dimension." So now she's like lost.
Yeah,
lost like them.
You know what she doesn't have with her? Friends.
True.
There you go.
Well, that she can find them.
Well, that's what they're saying. Do you think we'll see her again since she has the ability to track portals?
So now they gotta worry about.
So now they gotta worry about.
Logan.
Do we see Logan later in the episode?
I do not remember.
Fuck.
I don't remember if we do or not. That's something I'd have to look up.
Cool.
It's gonna be.
I want to say yes, but I don't. I can't remember. Which one?
That he like beats up in the world and then he sees again, like he ends up surviving. Oh, that guy. What's his name?
What season? Oh, The guy Sterling K. Brown's character.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be like that.
Oh, okay.
They're
I know
gonna
what you're
meet
talking
up
about.
with her again, but she's gonna be like all like crazy, like
She's gonna be half Cro-Mag.
she's gonna have a bunch of scars on
Crazy
her.
weapons.
Hair is gonna be all crazy.
Yes, I can't remember if we see Logan again, but
Oh,
she's
I hope
out
we
there.
do.
So that's like
Really
another threat now they have to worry about that they've set up.
I mean, not only is it hard to go from like you're constantly going from like one dimension to another, not knowing. But
I mean,
now
if
you
they're
also-
lucky, she hopefully runs into the Cro-Mags and like they take her
Before
out
they do,
before
you know,
Yeah. So then after the episode ends, yeah.
Do we like the shift over to LA?
We haven't really seen much for me to be like.
like it or
I
not?
mean, it makes it easier for them to film over here in the back lot, and if like you recognize stuff like over here in LA, so it's easier because they weren't going to be filming in Vancouver anymore, so you can't really use that.
You
as a
definitely
backdrop.
notice
You think it was
the
just
Cheaper production. Yeah.
you can definitely feel it's like way more warmer now that they're in LA now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
LA and Vancouver, of course, it's colder. Like it's way cloudier when they were
Oh,
shooting
that's
It's
stuff.
going to be a lot.
So
of
I do enjoy
shorts.
the sun. Yeah, seeing more color.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I was getting depressed while they were
Yeah.
in Vancouver.
Yeah. So this one was rated 7.8.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was up there. It's a decent episode. Like they did some good setup, for possible return of, and then they also explained that like they're going to be landing in Los Angeles.
There
more
is
often.
definitely a different feel to these
LA
two episodes
Mhm.
compared to like
Rest
past
of
season.
Sliders?
Yeah, like first, second season, there's definitely
Well,
like a
also now
different
on a
feel
different
to it.
network, so.
Yeah, they're on Sci-Fi now. So then now even when you start the episodes, it's Universal. Like
Yes,
the Universal opening.
opens up. I was just thinking about
Yeah.
it. Universal.
Yeah.
When are we gonna start seeing the Sliders merch and Universal Studios?
I know,
they're having a
right?
night for it.
I
you
know,
know?
that's what they should
Sliders
have
night.
during their fan fest. They should
Oh,
have like a
yeah,
Sliders
Sliders, that'd be
section.
dope.
It's only us five.
Yeah.
It's free.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I noticed that in the opening intro, at the end, they don't say sliders.
They don't.
They
They don't.
just they
you
just
You don't
show
hear
it.
that. You don't hear that
Yeah.
breathy slide.
Yeah, it's just all. It just shows
It
it.
just shows
It's like
it.
Funimation.
You're
They're like,
supposed to
back
say
in
it.
the day. Remember
Oh,
when
yeah.
Netflix, or you should be watching.
yeah.
Yeah,
Funimation, you should
You don't get Funimation no more. It's all Crunchyroll now.
that's true.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Damn,
the next
how the
episode,
world changes. Am I right?
I know. So the next episode is Electric Twister Acid Test. That's an interesting name.
Whoa, ETAT. Oh, it's gonna be like maybe it stands for something, but no.
ETAT? No.
Etat. Etat. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's rated a 6.6.
Oh,
So that one's a
that's
lower
low.
one.
That's low.
I remember this one. I do vaguely remember it, and I don't. It's not that great.
It's my bad.
It's not a great one.
Ah,
All right.
So that 6.6 rating is being a little generous.
whoa.
But
6.6,
I'll
yeah.
let you guys watch it, and you can make up your own mind. See what you think.
I will make.
Yeah, I don't remember the details of it. Yeah, so that'll be the next one. Will be in 2 weeks. Oh no, wait. Next episode is supposed to be the anniversary one, right?
I think we still haven't figured out what we want to do. For
Hope
that.
that passed.
Yeah, we're gonna do. No, I still have to post up like the comics that we have, like I said, and do a poll and see which one people want us to.
Well, I guess
to
we'll
read.
see when you do that.
I'll do that. I'll do
We'll
that this
see.
week. I'll do that this week. Yeah. So next episode won't be Electric Twister Acid Test. That'll be the previous episode. So next episode will be their 1 year anniversary for us doing the show episode, and I'll
maybe
post
we
on our
should just
social.
Do,
What?
Maybe we should just do both.
You want to do them both?
At the same time?
So much work.
No. We're
No.
doing just the comic, and then
Yeah. Then we'll do
Okay.
the episode after.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. So we'll do the comic first. I'll post up on our social. You guys can vote which one you guys want us to read, and then we'll see which one wins, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right, everybody. Till next time, we'll see everybody in the next world. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sliding Through Dimensions for updates and extra content. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on new episodes dropping every other week. Until next time, see you in another dimension.